Hi, I'm Andy. Welcome to Shootin' with Andy. Hi guys, welcome back to a new episode of Shootin' with Andy. You know, living in the Midwest is great. We get to experience the change of all 4 seasons, and every season brings on a new activity. As you can see behind me, it's wintertime. The pond's still frozen. It's the first week of February. One of the cool things that happens between the first week of February and on into March is that whitetail deer start to shed their antlers. Now, a lot of people like to hunt antler sheds, but it's kind of difficult because there's a lot of ground to cover out there. So I'm going to show you a way for those antlers to come to you. All right, what you're looking at here is an antler trap. We use a little bit of chicken wire, some 2x4s, and a salt block. Now, I recommend before you start putting salt blocks out in the woods to attract deer, you check your local rules and regulations because we don't want anybody to get in trouble. Now, where I live, you can attract deer with salt block and other bait as long as you remove all remnants 10 days before your hunt. Now, all remnants includes tainted soil. Do not forget that. Let's take this project into the shop. All right, let's go over the tools and equipment we're going to need to put this antler trap together. First, you're going to need 3 8-foot 2x4s. We're going to need a saw. We're going to need a tape measure, a square, a screwdriver, a hammer, a handful of roofing nails, some 2.5-inch wood screws, some snips, about 20 feet of chicken wire or some other kind of fencing. Finally, we're going to use a white salt block as bait. All right, the first thing we're going to do is split our first 2x4 into 3 equal pieces. The 2x4 is 96 inches long, so we're going to make each piece 32 inches, and the first cut is going to be at a 45-degree angle along the edge of the board. Next, we'll take our remaining piece of 2x4, measure off 32 inches, and make a straight cut. Alright, now we've got 3 pieces of 2x4. You can see 2 of them are cut at 45-degree angles, one's cut flush. So now what we're going to do is we're going to assemble the base of our antler trap. Well, now that we've completed our base, we're going to put uprights on it. We're going to put one upright here and one on each corner. Here again, we're going to take one 8-foot 2x4. We're going to split it evenly, 32 inches apiece. All 3 cuts are a straight cut. All right, as you guys can see, I've got 3 equal pieces of 2x4. The first one, we're going to mount right here with wood screws, and we want to mount it flush to the bottom of the tripod. Well, we've got the first upright mounted. Now we're going to mount the other 2. We're going to put one at each corner. Okay, now that I've finished mounting the 3 uprights, I'm going to have to take a custom measurement, and I'm going to cut a board with a 45-degree angle here to span to this one, and the same on the other side. Now I've got my 2 cross pieces cut. We're going to mount them across the top like so. Alright, at this point you should have one 32-inch piece of 2x4 left, and we're going to cut about 7 inches off of it, and we're going to take 25 inches to secure our tripod at the top. The other 7 inches we're going to place right here in order to keep our salt block in place. Alright, that should do it. As you can see, I got my top cross support on, and I got my salt block retainer in place, and we're ready to roll. Next step, we're going to put the chicken wire on. Okay, once you get your chicken wire attached to both sides of your antler trap, you might notice that you're going to have some sharp, pointy ends here. If you use thin chicken wire, you can just take those and bend them under, and that way we ensure that there's no accidental injuries out there in the forest to either you or the animals that come along here. Once you get your sides installed and you've tied off your loose ends, you want to cut a piece that goes all the way across the top at the widest part, and you want to cut it long enough that you can make it hang down in the front. This will minimize the opening for the deer's head, and hopefully you'll snag an antler a little bit easier that way. Let's set this trap and go find some antlers. Well, you can see we've got the antler trap placed. We've got the salt block in it, and we're ready to go. Thanks for watching Shootin' with Andy.
Bye.